Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to discuss about one more topic, adaptive algorithms. Previously, I have given information about routing algorithms, non-adaptive. Now we'll go for the adaptive algorithms. And in networking layer, the routing algorithms plays a major role. So we have more than 5 to 6 types of routing algorithms are present. So I'm going to explain one by one very briefly, so better you can understand what is what exactly, what is mean by routing, and how many types of routings. And in this majorly static and dynamic, two types of routings are there. Already I have covered the static routing. So starting routing I have completed. Now I'm going to discuss about adaptive routing algorithms. So in adaptive routing algorithms, what are things are present? So in adaptive routing algorithms, mostly routing decision to reflect change in topology and traffic as well. So if any change is occurred, so in adaptive routing algorithm it can entirely change the topology and also traffic as well. So that is a major impact will be going to takes place in adaptive routing algorithm. So in adaptive routing algorithm differs in where they get their information. So it every time it can be change time to time. This is a main pattern will be there in adaptive routing algorithms. We'll see what is this adaptive routing algorithms. So in adaptive routing algorithms, first one will be distance vector algorithm, routing algorithm, and another one is link state routing algorithm. So this distance vector routing algorithm also we call it as a Bellman-Ford algorithm. Bellman-Ford algorithm. So in Bellman-Ford algorithm, what is this Bellman-Ford algorithm? We'll see now. So the distance vector routing algorithm. So each router knows only the address. Each router knows only the address and cost of the neighbor. What is mean by cost of the neighbor? I told you already, the distance between A to B, B to C, C to D, we have given a numbers. That number is nothing but indicating the cost of the neighbor. The neighbor, for example, A is a neighbor with B and A is a neighbor with C, right? So for A is reached to B, what is the cost is, for example, 1. Here I am going to give an example, just have a look. So for example, A, B, C, D, E. So I have taken one example. In this, A is a router, B is router, D is router, C is router, E is router. So here A is having a neighbor with B with a cost of distance is 1. A is a router, A is a neighboring router with C, a cost of distance is 5. So this is we call it as a neighbors of routers and also with the cost of the distances. So what is the use of this one? We'll discuss now. So and first that is the one, and second one is calculating the routing table of next hop information for each destination at each router. See, we have to calculate that packet hopping. So I told you in previous lecture, so what is mean by hop count? In flooding we are using a hop count. So we will give you each packet having a hop count. So at it reached the destination, whether it hop count is 0, the packet is discarded. So unless it will reach, so with the 0 hop count it will be discarded. So each hop, when it is, what is mean by hop? When a packet is moving from one router to another router, it will lose one hop count or decrement one count. For example, here is the example I will show you. So for example, take the same example, A to B and B to D. For example, A to B, I have sended one packet, packet with a size A is a source and D is the destination. So here intermediate, how many routers will be there? Only single router, B router will be there. So for that packet, how many hop counts is required? Only 2 hop counts is required, because from A to B 1 hop count is reduced. For example, have given a packet with a 2 hop count. A to B 1 hop count is reduced, B to D 1 hop count is reduced. So coming to the D destination, that packet was discarded. Right. So from A to B and B to D. So this is the each and every table to every router, it is having a table. It can maintain the routing. Right. So calculating the routing table of next hop information for each destination and router, each router. So that is the example I have shown to you. So for example, A to D, A is a source, D is a destination. In above the box is indicating the routing table. So A is having a connection with B, it can update it in the routing table, and A is a connection with D, it can update it with the routing table. A is a connection with the C, it is also updating with the routing table. It means if a packet is moving from A to B, it is updating in eighth routing table, and B also a router, it can updating the received packet from the other routers, it can update in their routing table. So when the same packet is forwarded to the next router, the next router also going to update the received packet from the other source of routers. So it can update their hop count, each and every hop count from what is the source of router, what is the destination of the router, it can update their routing path in a routing table. This is a routing path table. So what is the next one? To tell neighbors about learned distance to all the destination. So just now we have discussed about the same thing. Here A is going to calculate, A is going to check B's distance, it can update in their routing table. A is checking with the C's router with a distance of 5, it can update in their routing table. Means every router will connect their adjacent nodes, how much distance they are going to be having, they can identify with help of distance vector routing. Okay, we'll see very clearly what is what, right? So this is three major things we are going to discuss about distance vector routing. So the distance vector routing, one more, each router maintains a routing table indexed by containing one entry for each router in a subnet, right? So this entry contains 2 pairs, the preferred outgoing line to use for that destination, and estimating of the time or distance to the destination. So we'll discuss very briefly now. So in the distance vector routing, what are the major metrics going to be used? First one is number of hops. I told you already what is meant by hop. When a packet is moving from source router to source router A to D, for example, the intermediate router is B, so A to D, the packet was moving, but here intermediate router B also present. If suppose I have given a packet 2 hop count, when the packet is moving from A to B, 1 hop count was reduced. After that, B to D, another hop count was reduced. So automatically the packet is reach the destination with the hop count 0. So then there itself the packet will be discarded. So there is nowhere about that same packet will be forwarded to the next path, because then there itself the packet was discarded because of hop count was 0. So this is the, by giving the hop count also we can reduce the duplicate packets transmission. One more, and next one is time delay in milliseconds. So we can give you a time delays for each and every packet to packet. If the packet was not received, we'll send one more time. So that is time delay milliseconds also is useful. And total number of packets are queued along with the path, or something similar. So for example, total number of packets means information, we are forwarding information from source to destination. The entire information is going to be divided into number of packets. We will give you a sequence number for each and every packet. We are going to giving a packet information for every packet. It can reach the destination with the multiple routes, but unless once it reaches to the destination, the sequence number will be useful to rearrange, right? That purpose also we are going to use. That is also one metric used in distance vector routing. So we'll see in detail what is what. So just this is one of the useful thing for your understanding. Just have a look. So here the packet reach source to destination under less cost, the shortest path, like this parameters we can consider. Now we will take the least cost path for two nodes. For example, A to D. What is the least cost? So A to D, A is the source, D is the destination. So A to D direct connection, what is the cost is 1 plus 9. 10. So one more path also present, A to C and C to B and B to D. What is the cost? 5 plus 8 and 8 plus 9, 17. So which one is the least cost? So 10 is the least cost. So we are preferring the A to B and B to D is the path, is a valid path. So one more here, the Bellman-Ford algorithm having a one formula. That formula is dx of y is equal to cost of least cost path from x to y. So here dx of y is equal to nothing but d is nothing but distance, and x is nothing but source, and y is nothing but destination. So we have to find out source to destination distance. So that is we can measure, for example, A is the source, D is the destination. From suppose we are indicating A is considering as x, D is considering as y. So from x to y, x is the source and y is the destination. So here A to D, source to destination, the intermediate B is the router also present. So right, we'll going to check out what is the least distance cost, A to D. For example, here I have taken the example is A to B. So A to B, what is the cost is 1. So for that reaching the B, B destination, A is having one more route, A to C and C to B. So 3 the second path also will be there. So you can notice this here, the distance cost is 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. So now we can update for B is having a least distance with A is 1. So in routing table, the least path, the least cost path is going to be updated in B's routing table or A's routing table, right? So like this each and every node going to be check the adjacent routers distance, how many routers adjacent how many adjacent routers are present, how much distance it going to be present. It can be updated by connecting of all interlinked connected routers, by updating each and every time they are updating their routing table. So it going to be find out which one is the shortest path to reach the destination from source to destiny. It can updated every second by second of each and every router in a initial time. After after first packet is forwarded from source to destiny, and other packets will be followed for the shortest path. But initial time all the routers in a infinite position, there is no routing configuration will be present by the each and every router initially. After packet is forwarding, so each router will going to identify which is the shortest path. So after that only the routing table will be exist. So we'll see how to develop a distance vector routing table. I will give you an example over here, just have a look. So update the distance based neighbors, update distance based on the neighbors. So d of x of y is equal to minimum cost x comma v is v plus dv of y. Here cost is nothing but the cost is nothing but the it shows the reaching cost between A to B or B to D or C to B. So how much distance it can cover in form of numbers. So x is a source and v is a intermediate node. So what is this v? For example, I told you a to b, the source, a is a source, b is the destination. What is the cost for a to b is 1. So one more route also present, a to c and c to b. So what is the cost? 5 plus 3 8. So here the intermediate router is c to reach the destination of b. So that is the v here, intermediate node. So dv of y, the value of intermediate node, the value of intermediate node, the value of intermediate node. So we'll see a to b, we'll see the a to b, b to c and d to e. So I have given one image, just have a look. So with help of this image we'll going to find out the b source. For example, we'll take b is the source, a is the destination. So b to a, b is a router, a is the destination. B to a, what is the value you are getting? 1. B to c and c to a, what is the value you are getting? 3 plus 5 8. So from reaching the source to destination, b is a source, a is a destination. From reaching a source to destination we have a two paths, and along one more path also present, b to e and e to d and d to c and c to a. So what is the total cost? 20. So we have a three costs to reach the source to destination is 1, b to a is 1, b to c to a is 8, b to e to d to c to a is 20. So here from b source to d destination, what is the least cost? B to a. So with like this we'll going to find out the routing table or DVR table for B. Just have a look how easy we can write a DVR table. Just have a look here. So we have to write like this. First one is destination, another one is cost, another one is next hop. Hop means from which router to which route. So here C is a source, B is a source and D is the destination. Again I have drawn this diagram. So first of all I need to check the B to C path. So B to C path, B to C path. Before that B to C path, I already B to A path I have checked. So that's why the destination A is the source, B is the destination. So here A is the destination. What is the cost? 1. Next hop is A. Here by the previous slide you can see this B to A. B is the source, A is the destination. B to A, what is the next hop? A only. What is the destination? A only, right? For we can see B to C now. Already A was completed. We'll go for the next node C. B to C next path. B to by reaching B to C, what is the cost? 3. So one more path, B to A to C. So what is the cost? 6. And one more path is B to E, B to E, and E to D, and D to C. This is the another route. It is having 15. So here the minimum cost is 3. So what is the destination? C is the destination. What is the minimum cost? 3. So what is the next hop? C, because there is no intermediate node over here. So next one we'll go for the next path, B to D. B is the source, D is the destination. So by B to D packet is moving. So what is the shortest path? Just have a look here. So B to by reaching the D, we have 3 paths, B to A, and A to C, and C to D. What is the value here? 10. So B to C, and C to D, what is the value? 3 plus 4, 7. Next one is B to E, and E to D. What is the value? 9 plus 2, 11. So here what is the least cost? 7. So here you can see this. Who is the destination? D is the destination. And what is the cost? 7. So here intermediate router is C. So next hop will be C, right? So next one is B to E. So B to E, what is the value? 9 is the value. So next we'll go for the E. B to E directly 9. B to next path, B to C to D to E. This is also 9. And B to A to C to D to E. This is also 9. But here you can see this. All you will get mostly here you can get 2 9s, but you can take it only B to E 9, because you need not to take more number of hop count. If hop count is increasing, automatically the header size will be increasing in the packet. So the more number of times the packet is going to be jump from one router to another router, it may causes loss of information. So that is the reason we'll go for always shortest path. So with help of this you can see the destination is E, the cost is 9, and the next hop is E. So this is the DVR table for B. So like this we can find out each and every one. For example, next one you can take C as a source. You can check out C as a source, and A is the destination, like this, and C is the source, B is the destination, C is the source, E is the destination, C is the source, D is the destination. Like that, every individual router will maintain a DVR table like this. So with help of each and every router, we're going to be update their DVR table, distance vector routing table. Now the count to infinitive problem, this will be the serious problem in distance vector routing table. So what is the serious problem? We'll see now. The distance vector table has a serious drawback in a practice. So what is this practice problem? So just react rapidly to the good news, but slow to the bad news. This is the point they have mentioned. So this good news propagates. So just have a look. The good news is propagates after initially there is no good news. So after that A to B 1. So next one is there is no good news. So next one is A to C. hop count is 2, and next one is A to D hop count is 3, A to E hop count is 4. For how many exchanges? After 4 exchanges. After even 4 exchanges, the A to E information is transmitted very fast. But here in count to infinitive problem, for exchanging A to E problem, let's have a look. It takes how many exchanges? Initially there is no, but it receives after 4 exchanges the bad news was received. So I will explain very clearly here with an example. Just have a look. So the count infinitive problem, for suppose I have taken that the problem is arises in a distance vector algorithm. Suppose we have taken the routers A, B, C, D, E, F. So A to B, B to C, D to E, E to F. So I have interconnected all these routers. Okay, fine. Bagane undi. So now I am going to find out. Now just have a look my routing table. A to B, B to C, C to D, E to E, E to F. All are single one hop count distance will be there. So now suppose the link between A and B was broken. So just have a look, the left side, A to B the hop count is 1, A to C the hop count is 2, and A to D the hop count is 3, A to E hop count is 4, A to F hop count is 5. Now as per the routing table, B to C the B to C hop count is 1, B to D the the distance is 2. So hop count and distance. So like this my routing table was updated based on the adjacent neighbors of each routers. So the routing table was updated. Now what happened is, now suppose the link broken, the link between A and B, here the link A and B was broken. So previously the table was updated with B to C is 1, B to C is 1, A to C is 2. So now you can see this, A retries to find out a new path to B. A retries to find a new path B because A to B was broken. So now A retries to find a new path to B. For this, A checks its own routing table to find. So after breaking the connection, now A checks its own routing table to find the path. Now in the routing table itself, B to C 1 hop will be there and A to C 2 hop will be there. It doesn't understand that A to C is 2. A does not understand A to C is 2 because in interval that A to B link computer doesn't understand by sensing A to B link was cut down. So here A to C is nothing but the intermediate router B will be present. So here B will be present. So it is expecting that A to B link was present. So A to B link was present. So that's the reason A to C you are getting 2. If A to B link was broken, there is no connection between A to C, right? So the computer cannot understand, doesn't understand the link was broken. Now A is updated its routing table. A to B is equal to 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, means A to C and C to B is equal to 3. Like this it can update their routing table, which is wrong. So as we know that the DVR of each router send its routing table to its neighbor routers. So A is sends his routing table copy to all his neighbors. So all his neighbors of routers after updating A to B is 3. So all the neighbor routers update their routing table with updated information which is wrong. This is called count to infinitive problem. Count to infinitive problem, it going to be arrived in distance vector routing algorithm. With this we have completed distance vector routing. In next session we are going to discuss distance vector routing and count to infinitive routing. In next session we are going to discuss about link state routing algorithm and other routing algorithms in next video. Thank you.